Yo guys, one of your Asians from Nigga Asian TV, and today I have a tips and tricks video for Batman Arkham Origins multiplayer for the heroes, either Batman or Robin. In the whole of multiplayer there are only 6 different types of takedowns, excluding the gadgets of course. Now the first tip I can give is to use your gadgets wisely. The first gadget being the explosive gel. Instantly put it on a pathway used by many thugs. Don't forget to use the scrambler for extra XP, as well as scrambling vision for any thugs who walk by, assuming they don't shoot it. The good thing about the explosive gel, as you can see I just put one right there, it is difficult to see by thugs unless they directly look at it, which is really rare. Yeah, as you can see you have to be patient with this explosive gel. You really have to feel like a hero. You have to be patient, you have to wait for the victim to walk by. Moving on to the second tip of the gadget section, which is the cluster batarang. This locks onto multiple enemies if they're in a clear line of sight, knocking them all out for quite a while, leaving them exposed for ground takedowns. This is really useful, as you can take out captains, assuming they don't dodge it, because once you're locking on, when you're a thug, it says locked on, and yeah, most of the time it works for me and I just knock them out. Another useful gadget is the explosive batarang, which detonates after a certain period of time once thrown. This can be very useful when the gangs are battling each other in a center point, and by throwing it, this will lead to 1 or 2 kills, as it will be difficult to notice over the gunfights. One major tip I can give from this video for both heroes, or mostly Batman, is use a mixture of gadgets at the same time. Throughout this whole video, throughout the whole gameplay, I try to use a mixture of gadgets, showing you what Batman's true potential is. It might be seen as a bit spamming, as you used quite a lot of ground takedowns and explosive gel, but I was just trying to get my point across. One example you could use, which is not in the video, is use the cluster batarang to take out someone who is near another thug. Before you take any of them out, chuck a smoke pellet to blind them, then finish him off, as well as using a quick fire explosive gel, then grapple up to a gargoyle, and as other thugs come in, finish him off using the gel. Why? Remember, the key is to increase your intimidation bar, so by using a variety of takedowns, this should do the trick. I tried to do it just now, as many of you saw, but I only managed to take out one and I forgot to put down an explosive gel. Moving on to Robin. Similar to Batman, he has an explosive gel. However, he does not have an explosive batarang or a cluster batarang. He has gadgets better used for individual thugs rather than groups. However, he does have a very useful gadget. Could be classified as slightly OP, which is his zip kick. If you want to do a zip kick quickfire, you press L2 and try. This is probably the most iconic weapon in the whole of multiplayer, as it interrupts the thug's bullets, as well as making it hard to avoid. This makes Robin more of a rushing hero and is capable of turning the tides. But remember to finish the enemy off with a ground takedown. Another tip is to use your bullet shield. For bullet shield quickfire, press L2 plus R2, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. To send the enemy straight to the floor, leaving an opening to finish them off with a ground takedown. Once again, by using my advanced tip from before, you can finish them off with explosive gel rather than ground takedowns to increase the intimidation bar. One thing people tend to forget is that both heroes can melee, but it takes 3 hits to fully finish the enemy off. But thugs can easily evade this, leaving a gap to shoot you. But once again, using the zip kick quickfire, it will stop that from happening. Whereas Batman has to either flee or use his fists, which is more difficult, most of the time leads to failure. Thus proving my point on how Robin is best suited against individual thugs rather than groups of thugs. One last tip which could be arguable is flanking. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically going around taking thugs out one by one from behind without them noticing. Kind of similar to Call of Duty. Flanking is not best suited for heroes, but it is very useful on some occasions, especially if the victim is by themselves in a match of hunter-hunted. as you can use a silent takedown. Rather than a knockout smash, use a silent takedown to increase the intimidation bar. However, flanking may contain a lot of patience, which ultimately leads to boredom. So yeah, it can be arguable whether or not you should use it or not. But in my opinion, I do tend to use it quite a lot of times, and it does help me increase my intimidation bar. One major tip is probably a bit obvious by now, but stay in detective mode. That's it for now. Stay tuned for Thugs tips and tricks, which I'll be uploading soon. Thanks for watching. It's been one of your Asians from Nigga Asian TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, give some tips or ask some questions in the comments below, as I am always reading them. And don't forget to check out the other videos from your nigga and your other Asian. Peace. The thing I forgot to mention is that luckily I had a wicked teammate who helped me out so much within this game, and I didn't even know him. So I'd just like to give a shout out to him. One major thing as well, which is very hard to find, is good teammates when you're heroes. So that's another major tip, but it's pretty hard to find in my opinion. But yeah, just a big shout out to him. Thanks, I don't know your name, sorry. Lol.
Taking down their captain would intimidate the others.
Ben's gang grows in strength. They are more powerful foes than ever.
Enemy gang spotted.
You're intimidating them. You have the advantage now. I've marked out each gang's most dangerous member for you.
There's a...
The thugs are nearly in disarray. You very nearly defeated them. You've studied combat long enough. Why not use more different attacks? Nice work, Master Bruce. Blackgate Prison is secure. Now come on home.